Dark Horizons Mechanized Corpse. Is it worth a buy? Let's read. Wage futuristic war by piloting a fully customizable 50-foot tall mech into battle. If these mechs are 50 foot tall, then the world is populated by gnomes. Fight for personal glory or battle for territorial domination in a persistent online warzone with your friends in various unique battlefields and combat environments. Do your fucking duty. Serve your people. Pull the bastard trigger.
Heard it before. I got that t-shirt, I'm wearing it. It says Mech Warrior Online. We promised to give you all of this.
But instead we'll give you all and nerf your game into oblivion. Would you like to buy a mech? Would you like to buy a mech? Hey, new mech, would you back?
Sorry, I'm a bit bitter, guys, at Mech Warrior Online. But this isn't Mech Warrior Online, this is Dark Horizons Mechanized Corpse, so let's stick to what this is. What you got here, guys, is an indie developer bringing in another mech game. Now, we don't get a lot of mech games. I cut my teeth on Earthsiege 1, Earthsiege 2, then Star Siege, and Mech Warrior 1 and Mech Warrior 2, and I think I played a bit of Mech Warrior 4, and then I did shitloads in Mech Warrior Online. I'm very fond of mech games, as you can probably imagine. So I was quite happy when this came my way, and I thought, oh, what's this? Because I am getting a bit pissed off with Mech Warrior Online, the way that it's just a big cash grab now. So what is this? Well, this is a 16-player multiplayer mech game. It's in alpha, guys. It's very early access. It's embryo access. It's glint in the milkman's eye access. That's what we're talking about here. And boy, does it show. It looks awful, guys. It sounds awful, guys. It plays pretty awful, guys. The jump jets are fucking awful, guys. They've got the work cut out with this. It's not a horrible game. It's not a dreadful game. I have had some fun in it, guys. There's hardly anyone who plays it though. I mean, I was finding 4 servers with, I think, 6 players on them. The rest just kind of fills out with bots, and you can play against bots, instant action against bots, but it's not a very well known game. There's not many people play it, and it's £10.99, so it's not the cheapest of games either. What you do is you get a mech, you choose a chassis from the different weight classes of mech, and you spruce them up with different gizmos and weapons and the rest of it. Very much like you do in every other mech game. Then you go out onto one of the 3 maps and you fight each other, you capture bases and capture points and all the rest of it. There's not many game modes at the minute, and there's not many maps at the minute, and there's not many mechs at the minute, but it's alpha, what do you expect? However, there's a lot of placeholders. You can just tell that it's full of placeholders. The sound is awful. The graphics are pretty shit. The environments are pretty shit. The bases are pretty shit. It's kind of like he's got the bare bones down. And now he's off with it. There's a pretty impressive roadmap for this game. They're going to have squads like clans. There's going to be 32 players for online missions. There's going to be dozens of new weapons and equipment for your mech. More mech classes. There's going to be a faction wars, which is a persistent online war component which will be implemented on an ongoing basis with features like variable spawn points per mission based on which faction has control over that mission online, and an implementation of 3 main factions: the Federation States, the Eastern Confederation, and the Overlord Mercenary Guild. There'll be contract missions, there'll be co-op missions, there'll be pilot progression through ranks. You'll be able to deploy equipment in-game at various locations throughout each mission to construct bases that will help secure locations and enable your team to take control of the mission against your opponents. There's going to be things like siege, raids, arenas, a lot of stuff coming. He's got quite a comprehensive roadmap. He's got some great ideas and it does sound good, but at this moment in time is all I'm worried about, because this is when you hand over your money. And is it worth buying? Well, the combat is pretty poor, I've found. Your mechs work the same way as they do in all mech games, where you have different components that can be damaged, like your center torso, your arms, your legs, and they all have different percent bars, so you can see clearly what you're doing. There is no cockpit mode, guys, yet in this. It is coming. They are working on it. They already had one out, but it was shit, so they pulled it. So at the moment you've got 3rd person mode, or you can have no cockpit at all, just a crosshair on your screen. So at the moment I'm going along with third person mode, but it is pretty poor, it has to be said. And the combat is as well. It's just you kind of like it's like a walking simulator at the minute, because there's hardly anybody playing it. You just walk for miles and then you'll find one mech and you just have kind of like a pointless duel, and then it ends. It's not really much fun at the moment. It needs a shitload of new players to come into it. But I will say this, although at this moment in time, as you've probably guessed, it isn't worth a buy, this one is one I will come back to. I'm giving it 6 months and I'll be coming back to it, and I'll update you all on what's been implemented. Hopefully there'll be a bigger player base there as well. But if you are into the mechs and you want to support this developer, and he does seem to be heading down the right path, I will give him that, then $10.99 isn't going to break your bank. But in my opinion, for what you get for your $10.99 at this moment in time, it isn't worth a buy.